Hi, grade 4. Today we're going to be talking about the average, median, and range. So we're first going to start with the average. So average is the sum of a data set, and a data set is just a set of numbers that are together. So for instance, a set of test scores or a set of degrees of how hot it was in a week maybe, and divided by the number of items in the set. So the number of items would be how many numbers you have in that data set. So you're just adding up how many numbers. So we're going to start with this question. Joey is trying to figure out what his grade is for science. He has done 5 tests so far, and his marks for his tests are 85, 98, 76, 91, and 75. Help Joey find his grade. So we're going to do that by doing the average. So step number 1 for finding the average is to add the numbers together. So we have 85 plus 98 plus 76 plus 91 plus 75. So we're going to start with just adding our ones digits. So we know that 5 plus 5 is 10, so we're going to group those together. 10 plus 8 is 18. 18 plus 1 is 19. 19 plus 6 is 25. So the 5 goes in the ones digit of our answer, and the 2 for 25 goes above the tens column. So then we're going to start with 9 plus 9. And 9 plus 9 is equal to 18 plus 2, which is equal to 20. Plus then we're going to add our 7 plus 7, which is equal to 14. So 20 plus 14 is equal to 34. Plus our 8, which is equal to 42. So that means that our answer is 425. So step number 2 for finding the average is to divide the sum, which is 425, by the number of add-ins. And add-ins are just the numbers that you added together. So the number of add-ins is how many numbers do we just add together. So we have 85, so that's one number, 98, which is 2 numbers, 76, which is 3 numbers, 91, which is 4 numbers, and 75, which is 5 numbers, which makes sense because he only had 5 tests, so we had 5 grades to add together. So we're going to do 425 divided by 5. So 5 goes into 4 how many times? 0. 5 goes into 42 how many times? 8. So we put an 8 above the 2 in 42. Then 8 times 5 is equal to 40. And we have to subtract 42 minus 40, which is equal to 2. Then we have to drop down our 5. So we have 25. How many times does 5 fit into 25? 5 times. So that goes above the 5 in our answer. So 5 times 5 is equal to 25. So we're in 25 minus 25, which is equal to 0. So that means that 425 divided by 5 is equal to 85. So Joey's science grade is 85%. And that's all you have to do for the average. It's just 2 steps. Now let's move on to the median. So the median is the middle number in a set of ordered data. So we're going to stay with Joey and his 5 tests, the same marks. Now we're going to help him find his median science score. So what is his middle science score? So we're going to order the numbers from least to greatest. So his 5 tests, we're going to order them from least to greatest, which means that 75 would be the least, then 76, then 85, then 91, then 98. And then step number 2 is find the middle number. So we have our least to greatest, and we're just going to start crossing off the least and the greatest. So we cross off the least and greatest numbers, so 75 and 98 get crossed off. We don't have to worry about them. And then we have to cross off the next least and the next greatest. So you always cross off 2 numbers at a time until you get to the middle number. So 76 and 91 are crossed off, which means that 85 is our middle number. So 85 is the median. So Joey's median science score is 85%. So you only have 2 steps to find the median. Just order the numbers from least to greatest and then find which one's the middle number. And then we're going to move on to range. So range is the difference between the greatest and the least numbers in a set of data. So sticking with Joey and his 5 tests he's done, the same marks. Now we're going to help Joey find his range between his science scores. So step number 1 is to order the numbers from least to greatest, just like we did last time for the median. So you know 75 is the lowest, 98 is the greatest. So we're going to circle those numbers. We need the least and the greatest numbers. So we have to circle those 2. so that we know which ones we're working with. And then we're going to find the difference between those two numbers. So the difference, remember, is subtraction. So we're going to do 98 minus 75. So 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. 9 minus 7 is equal to 2. So that means that 98 minus 75 is equal to 23. So Joey's range between his science scores is 23%. So from Joey's top score to his least score, it's a 23% difference. All right, grade 4, that's all we have for you today. Hopefully you guys can get through this lesson today without much help. If you guys need any help, don't be afraid to ask. All right, bye grade 4.